Okay, Year 10. So today we're looking at solving equations. And so this lesson is just like our normal lessons, except that I'm not at the front of the room. Instead, I'm talking to you through your computer. So, Michael, your shirt should be tucked in. Daniel, you should be focusing right now, and we're going to get started on the start of our new topic. So, solving equations. We've looked at algebra already. And if you think about from primary school, I think I've talked to you about this before, if I write like 3 plus and a square equals 7, you guys straight away know that in that square we should be writing 4. In algebra instead, we write 3 plus x equals 7, and then we write x equals 4 as our answer. And to get that, what we actually did was we took away that 3, we took it on the other, we put it on the other side. And so solving equations is all about working out the right strategies to then be able to find an answer. Okay, our goal is to get the pronumeral. You should be writing this down as well. On one side of the equal sign by itself. The first thing we need to be able to do is look at how an expression is formed. So in terms of making expressions, so for example, if I have 3x plus 5, we made that expression from x to 3x plus 5 by multiplying by 3 to get 3x, then adding 5 to get 3x plus 5. And that's really important for us to be able to see, because to undo this equation, what we have to do is the opposite, to go back the other way. We take 5 and then we divide by 3. And we do this step first and then this step second. And I'll show you what that means in a second. But just quickly showing you the difference. If we did it the other way, we would end up with 3x plus 5 like this. And that means we started with x, then we added 5, then we multiplied by 3. So we end up with x plus 5, 3, x plus 5. And so to unravel this, the first thing we would have to do is divide by 3, and the second thing we have to do is minus 5. So let's look at some solving. If you run out of time, you can always pause with this, that's fine. So we're going to start with what's called one-step equations. So these just have one thing you need to unravel in them. So for example, x plus 8 equals 12. So if we look at this, to get from x to x plus 8, we added 8. So to unravel it, we have to take 8. And we do that on the other side of the equal sign. So we look at this, plus 8, that's what we're going to move. What's left around what's highlighted? X equals 12. We then move that plus 8 to the other side and change it to a take 8 to unravel it. So we end up with x equals 4. So we do this same thing every time. So next one we might try p take 3 equals negative 5. For p take 3, to get from p to p take 3, we took 3. So to get back to p, we have to add 3. So we're going to get rid of the take 3. What's left there around the highlighting? P equals negative 5. Then we can't just get rid of the take 3. We have to put it to the other side and make it plus. And so our answer equals P equals negative 2. All right. Then we keep going. So what about 5m equals 20? How did we get from m to 5m? We multiplied by 5. So to get back, we have to divide by 5. So we're getting rid of the 5. We end up with m equals 20 there. We can't just get rid of the 5, we have to put it on the other side, so it becomes 20 over 5. So m equals 4. Last one. P over 3 equals negative 4. How did we get to P over 3? From P to P over 3, we divided by 3. So to get back, we times by 3. So we're going to get rid of that. We write everything which is around it, and then we have to put it back in as the opposite, so times by 3 on the other side. And so we end up with P equals negative 12. Now, with one-step processes, it doesn't matter because there's only one step. But as soon as we get to two-step solving, that making of the equation and unraveling it, the order is really important. So let's have a look at some two-step solving. So if we look at something like 3x plus 1 equals 13. How did we get from x to 3x plus 1? We times by 3 first to get 3x. Then we added 1 to get 3x plus 1. So to unravel it, and this is where the order matters, we have to take 1 first. Then we have to divide by 3 second. So this helps on the right, helps us to tell us which order which thing to get rid of first. So we're going to look at the plus 1. We're going to write everything around it, remembering to put our equal signs in a line. And then we're going to write take 1. So we end up with 3x equals 12. Then we're going to look at the 3. Get rid of the 3. X equals 12. Need to put the 3 back in, divided by 3. So x equals 4. So our first step was here, our second step was here, and then we put our answer in. All right, let's look at one more. X plus 5 over 2 equals 6. So to get from x to x plus 5 over 2, the first thing we did was plus 5, because we end up with x plus 5 then. Then we divided by 2. So to unravel, the first thing we have to do is times by 2, and the second thing we have to do is take 5. So we look at this, first thing we're going to do is get rid of the 2. What's left there? X plus 5 equals 6. And then we have to put the 2 back in. So divide by 2 changes to times by 2. And so we end up with x plus 5 equals 12. We're then going to get rid of the minus 5. Get the plus 5 and change it to a minus 5. So we write what's left. Then we put it back in with the opposite sign. And we find out that x equals 7. It's all about knowing the order. The rest is pretty easy. But at the moment, this is the sort of working out what I'm expecting of you. All right, one last challenging one. This is a 3-step process. Let's try this. 2x plus 4 over 6 equals 3. So how did we get from x to 2x plus 4 over 6? The first thing we did was we plus 4. The second thing we did was we times 2. The third thing we did was we divided by 6. So to unravel it, we then go back. So we go times by 6, divide by 2, take 4. So first thing we're getting rid of is the 6. What's left? 2x plus 4 equals 3. Got to put the 6 back in, so we go times by 6. 2x plus 4 equals 18. Then we're getting rid of the 2. Remember, first thing, second thing, third thing. Then we're getting rid of the 2. What's left? X plus 4 equals 18. We times by 2, so the opposite of that was divide by 2. And so we end up with x plus 4 equals 9. And the last one, we're getting rid of the 4. What's left there? X equals 9. Take 4. So x equals 5. Now to check your answer, we put 5 back into our equation. 2. 5 plus 4 over 6. 2 times, so this is saying 2 times 9 divided by 6. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. And so because the equations are equal, we know that we're right. Alright, that's it for today. You need to be doing a whole heap of practice. So your homework is the worksheet. Start with the left-hand side, then do the right-hand side. Good luck.